Okay, so there are very few times that I actually really sat with Dr. Heavenly of Married to Medicine, but she made two comments, and I'm going to have to say she was absolutely
And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I'm going up on my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag and all its forms. What, Cookie?
right. Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on this video. This is a Married to Medicine extra. And as I said, I usually don't usually agree with Dr. Heavenly, some of the things she does and some of the things she says. But there are two comments that she made that I have to actually agree with. And yeah, we talking about y'all's favorite girl, honey. So all of you all who think that I'm so hard on Mariah, guess what? I'm getting ready to drag her. So if you love Mariah and you don't want to hear me say anything bad about her, click off now. If you want to argue and you want to stick around just to cuss my ass out, shout out to Tasha K. Stick around because I'm getting ready to give you plenty, plenty that will make you mad, honey, about your girl. But let's get started. First thing, Dr. Heavenly said that Mariah is a liar, and she's right. Secondly, she said that she was a low down dirty bitch, and I'd have to agree. Now, I was in my travels earlier today, and I ran across an interview that Ms. Huck did with what is the little magazine? I think it's a little Us Weekly. She got on there. Now let's get the good stuff out of the way. Bitch was clean. All the bitch was clean and all her green, honey. I said, look at you, girl. You looking real good in that green suit. She was sharp. Really sharp. Hair nice, makeup done. Really sharp, beautiful emerald green suit. She chose, and it was funny because even the other little host was dressed in green. He was real sharp, and there's another co-host. They were looking real sharp. Everybody up there in that green. I said, all right, come on, emerald green. And they chose the perfect color because you are an envious, jealous, raggedy ass bitch. I said, listen to her. She went on and she went on and she went on and she went on. Her whole interview was nothing but her trying to drag Heavenly and trying to drag Quad. So you're supposed to be this fierce old bitch who is sitting on this chariot and you ain't getting down from throwing. Girl, stop these lies, honey. Lies. Somebody's lying, honey, and her name is Mariah Huck, honey. You were throwing apples, oranges, potatoes, turkey legs, chicken liver, a mess. And I seen a few chitlins flying too, bitch, with your good old classy ass, with that green suit. Girl, green. Green. Color of envy, honey. You are so stuck. So stuck. She went on with all this mess. She sat there and contradicted herself 900 times. We might as well start with the good one, Quad. Okay, I don't have a problem with Quad lie. You know, this, that, thing, and the other, she sat on there and said that Quad was petty. She talked about Quad needs to grow up. She sat on there and said Quad needs to go and fix her marriage and she needs to forgive Dr. G and this, that, thing, and the other, and on and on and on. So you're basically sitting on here, siding again, yet again, with Dr. G. I don't know what type of woman that you are, but It's very strange to me. Now I understand she said before that Aiden has actually cheated on her, and she took him back. Well, that's good for you. That's actually great for you. But I don't operate that way, so I would never agree with that kind of thing. If you cheat, I leave. I ain't got no time for it. I have no time for it. But you, boo. Now the thing about it is, Quad got cheated on, and Quad ain't dealing with Gregory's mess. Gregory don't treat her nice. I don't I don't see anything in that. The treatment, the way he talks to her, some of the things that we've seen, just the way things have actually gone down. I don't see anything to repair with Quad and Gregory. And her too. The way that she deals with him, the way she talks to him, the way she feels about him, the way they communicate. There's nothing to repair. It has nothing to do with being petty. It has nothing to do with being being immature or anything like that. They are not evenly yoked. They are not good for each other. They are toxic. Even in the past, they've had situations that say that they are toxic. They literally have mug shots that came out of a disagreement they had. They don't need to be together. And it ain't about her being immature. It's about they not evenly yoked and they need to go. He wants one thing, she wants something else. He's a liar. He cheated and he lied and all of that. Even all the other shit, he cheated and he lied. And then he came out publicly. You talk about somebody being petty. He literally came out publicly against his wife, sat on a radio show, sat there and told those lies, allegedly, lies. And then the woman came back on that same radio show and said, oh no, baby, he ate my pussy. He sure did. And I sucked his little dick. You got on the radio knowing that you and your wife are television celebrity people. Y'all reality celebrities. And embarrassed yourself as well as your wife. If there's anybody who needs to grow up, it would be Dr. Gregory. But again, you're her castmate on this show. And you used to be her so-called best friend. And I don't know why anybody doesn't remember that, yeah, you brought her to the show. You literally brought this girl to the show, Mariah, as your flunky. Before anybody met her on the show, episode number 1, they need to go back and see it. Episode number 1, everybody was waiting to see her. Everybody had in their mind already that she was some old ghetto bitch that didn't really know how to be around us. Oh, I'm teaching her. I'm teaching her how to be a wife. I'm teaching her how to move about in our circle. She just so happened to marry a doctor. Yeah, that's how you brought her to us. And then we fell in love with her. And then you were swole. And here you are now with this green suit on, still jealous after all this time. Jealous, envious in that dumb green suit. That badass dumb green suit. A mess. A mess. Sitting around talking about what somebody ought to do. And why are you doing interviews and discussing their marriage? Why? Why? Girl, please. Anyway, you ought to go do some interviews and tell why you can't shut your mama up. Why you can't keep your mother from fighting and arguing with castmates. Your mother's not on the show. But Lucy got a better storyline than you do. Lucy do a better and more entertaining argument with Heavenly than you do. You need to be figuring that out. Because you first have been upstaged by Quad, and now you're being upstaged by Shoot Lucy. Well, Shoot Lucy been upstaging you from the beginning. Even the fight with you and Toya. That was your breakout moment, and Shoot Lucy stole the spotlight from you with that. You was out there swinging and fighting in a gown, and your mother came in from the back with a motherfucking clutch and said, "Bow!" and hit Toya and upstaged you even in that. That's what you need to be worried about. Quad has already upstaged you and moved on and made a name for herself. Now, Shoot Lucy is doing the exact same thing. What you gonna do? You gonna get mad at Lucy and beat Lucy's ass next? You're a mess. Let's move on. Contradictory. Talking about backpedaling and pussy popping. Girl, Dr. Heavenly, you sat your ass on there and told these people, I don't know why Heavenly doesn't like me. All from the beginning, she just never liked me. She just didn't like me. Oh, and that was the other thing. You said it's not you. It's not you when it comes to Quad. It's not you. Quad just has her mind set to be at odds with you and to make you her enemy, and you're not going to give her that, so you won't be her enemy. Do you think y'all are friends? Y'all are not friends. Y'all are the fucked up friends I ever seen. I wouldn't want no friend like neither one of y'all. Not the way y'all friendship is. I wouldn't want neither one of y'all if that's the way y'all treat your friends. Not at all. Moving on to Heavenly. Okay, so you, and again, because you never do nothing wrong. So it wasn't you, it was Heavenly. Heavenly just didn't like you. She just never liked you. I thought you had all this power. I don't have any power to fire anybody off of the show, but I make recommendations and then things just happen. So I guess you never recommended for Heavenly not to get on the show, huh? Because she's here. And again, you're being upstaged. Ridiculous. Because people like Heavenly. There's people who really like Heavenly, and there's people like myself who enjoy not liking Heavenly. I like her better than I like your ass. But anyway, so you went through all that. But here's where the backpedaling and pussy popping took place. You sat on there and they asked you about the receipts. Do you really have receipts about Dr. Damon cheating on Heavenly? Oh, yes, I sure do. I've got the receipts and the invoices. But, you know, Dr. Damon has never done anything to me. So I don't want to do that. And I don't want that bad karma and bad juju on me. You know, I don't want to ruin anybody's marriage or disrupt their home. You know, because that stuff has a way of coming back onto you, because I'm a married woman. And that stuff has a way of coming back onto you. And not 5 minutes later, in that same interview, not 5 minutes later, you said, it said, so you have the receipts. Do you ever get mad enough to just put out just one receipt about it? Oh, yes, I do. And I'm going to do it at the reunion. At the reunion, I'm going to lay it all out, baby. I'm going to lay it all out. And I had to run the tape back. I said, did I just hear what I just... Did you just backpedal, pussy pop, and completely contradict yourself? You just sat and said, I don't want to ruin their marriage. I don't want to cause dissension in their situation. But oh yeah, on the reunion, baby, I'm going to put it all out there. I'm giving all the receipts of how her husband has cheated on her. Mariah, girl, I think you're losing your mind. I really do. I think you are losing your mind. The only other person who is actually out here in these streets who talks in a circle that crazy like you is Kanye West, bitch. That's it. Kanye West. And you don't rap, so we ain't trying to hear this from you. Just stone cold craziness. So I'm going to have to go ahead and agree with Heavenly. Girl, one, you're a liar. And two, you're definitely a low down dirty bitch. Because to literally sit and say all of this and you don't want no bad juju and all of that, but oh yeah, Dr. Damon and Heavenly, and that was the other thing. So she needs to know how it feels when your family's in turmoil. I said, oh really? So you feel as though you should be the one to actually go ahead and do that. That's a low down dirty bitch. Only a low down dirty bitch would do that to you. And one last thing, these people, and they just set you up. These people, they probably were laughing at you. That they asked you, the woman asked Mariah, with the way your friendship is, or your relationship is with Quad. Do you think you're the best one to give her advice on her marriage? Well, no, I don't. But I'm going to do it because I'm on a show where I have to give my opinion. I'm going to give my opinion. So you know you full of shit and you know you on some fuck shit, but you going to do it anyway, girl. Lying ass, low down, dirty bitch, just like Dr. Heavenly said. And I'm out. Y'all go on down in the comments and now let's have some fun. Let's get to arguing. Oh, James, you're so biased. You're right, I am biased. I don't like her. The bitch is crazy and she needs her medication, honey.